Is up, everybody? Welcome back to Week 5 XP League Summer Split featuring Gold Apex Legends. We're going to hop right into the action here in just a minute, but as always, we're going to start things off by going over our GLHF pledge. Good luck, have fun as a promise too. Set a positive example with my behavior. Show integrity by honoring the rules. Be a good sport whether I win or lose. Recognize that my words have real impact. Speak up against discrimination, harassment, and abuse. Stop, listen, and reassess if I'm told that my words or actions are harmful, and respect others even if their sincere opinions are different from my own. Now, with all that in mind, a sincere GLHF to all of our players, fans, and others as we hop into some awesome Apex Legends gameplay. Today, I am joined by the one, the only, the legendary Coach Julian.
What is up with it, everybody? Coach Julian back at it again, here with another exciting week of Apex Legends action. It's week 5 of Apex Legends, so we're right there at that halfway point of the season. We're with the Bearded Dragons right now, but tonight, this week, we're on Olympus, the city in the sky. This map is kind of defined by the vehicles that are available. So there's a lot of like speeders on the map that players can use to get around the map very quickly. And speaking of getting around the map very quickly, this map actually has a portal. It's called the Rift. So kind of in lore, they're making a giant portal. They're trying to make a black hole. And that portal will teleport you from one side of the map to the other. And so movement and the ability to make very quick rotations is one of the key features of this map.
Now, me as not much of an Apex enthusiast myself, I've got to say that's a really cool concept for a map, having that much at your fingertips type of mobility, combined with all of the other tools and utilities that the game comes with. It's got some of the best sliding, mantling, grappling, climbing. It's all over the place, and I think it's super fun and engaging to watch, particularly once you've mastered all those various systems.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we're 5 weeks in. We can see in the kill feed there are a couple teams going at it right now, right off the drop. You always have a couple teams fighting the drop, trying to fight for resources. But now that we're like 4 weeks in, we're at the halfway point of the season. Now teams have really started to cement themselves in their positions and their overall rankings. Yeah, there is that black hole right there. So if there's any fans of Apex Legends, the lore and the cinematics are absolutely amazing. I absolutely recommend checking them out. But we have our rankings, which are pretty much starting to really start to settle down there. And if you've been following along for the previous weeks, it should be no surprise Augusta Gnome darts in first place with 164 points. Madison, or rather Madworth, Marvels, the combo of Madison and Ackworth, in second place with 108 points, and the Cincinnati Lions Black, our dark horse, a brand new team, brand new location in their first Apex Legends season, with a third place ranking so far with 83 points. So, well, that's the top 3, but we got a fight going on, so let's check this out.
And not so quite the Gnome Darts, but the Gnome Ants, in fact. A little bit of a switch up here, some hometown rivalry.
So they're right here. They're at the Rift. There's a lot of cover and high ground positions that they can play on. The other team currently, I think, has the higher position, and so is going to be able to get a better look at to the north, but then it seemed like even more players were to the south.
So early in, and we've already got quite a bit of melee happening here. Scribbles with some nice call-outs, getting a little bit of information there. But is actually going to get taken down as well.
Gakko Belikas is going to do their best, but once both your teammates go down and you're kind of having to rotate out into the open, it's basically free pickings. But here we are with the Wellington Mustangs with Fade, Lumi, Sprite Cranberry Drinker, as they are taking over here at Rift. I think there might be another team here. We'll see. But either way, Wellington Mustangs starting off strong. First team eliminated was the Gnome Ants. I think we had 18 squads. No, we had 20 squads, didn't we? Yeah, so maybe not the first 10, but here we are now with Hanover Horde. Looks like they're being hunted down, trying to fight over the roof.
Yeah, 2 players already taken down there.
And here we can see Slug Life on the rampart doing their best, but being chased down, and Hanover Horde going to be taken out here by the Madworth team, our second place, our second ranked team currently, of Swifty, Blitz, and Zool. Do you think that Zool username is a reference to Ghostbusters?
You know, I would like to hope that it is. You know, there is no Apex. There is only Zool. But something tells me it's probably something a little bit more devious, a little bit more creative than that. I think a lot of the kids here, that Ghostbusters might be a little bit outside of their time frame.
Yeah, very true, very true. Okay, so they've got the weathered balloon redeploy here, so they're gonna get ready to rotate to a different area. You know, they've got their kills, they're ready, they're excited to go get some more. Oh, there we go. We see some vehicles. Another team coming in for the drive-by. Can Madworth cut them off?
I was going to be skating off into the distance, taking a little bit of vehicle damage. But all for all, you've got to be a little bit satisfied there, so you get some information off the high ground. Toss out some pop shots. Nobody's any worse for wear at the end of the story.
And there we can see MTS Aqua takes down EJ Dead Rider, Yoking takes down Saberific, Air Demolition takes down Sin Come On In, and man, that must have been a quick team fight, because we just saw like 3 players get knocked all at once right there.
My. So there are a couple of names already standing out here in terms of kill leadership. I'm curious, does this fall into what you would say would be the expected outcome for this deep in the game so far?
Well, you know, I gotta say, Golden Striker and MTS Aqua are surprising. I haven't seen MTS Aqua put up numbers like that before. So, MTS Aqua showing up big this week, and I'm excited to see it. I love seeing the growth in players over the course of a season. It's one of the most exciting parts to me about getting to cast and getting to watch these players grow over the course of the season. It's just so much fun. You know, and that's kind of the story of the Gnome Darts. The Gnome Darts were not a team that people would have thought would have been top ranked in the season, you know, beating out all the other top teams. But over the course of 2 seasons, they've improved so much, and now they're dominating.
Yeah, from what Apex I have gotten to see so far this season, I've got to say that the point that you're making is pretty much spot on. There's a couple of teams that fill the role of sort of a proverbial underdog, but have been absolutely going above and beyond the call of what you would expect from somebody in that position.
So we're here with the Wellington Mustangs right now. The Mustangs are kind of in a building. They're trying to make their way out, and the Asheville Bears have taken over a roof and are currently shooting down on them. Sonar comes out. They're all been detected, so they all know, okay, all 3 players, all 3 bears are on the roof. And now they're going to have to deal with the frontal assault of the Wellington Mustangs.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but Sprite Cranberry Drinker, currently one of, if not the top kill leader in the lobby, so absolutely a force to be reckoned with so far.
Yeah, Sprite, Fade, Lumi, all the members of Wellington Mustangs have always been very strong mechanically, very strong in the gunfight, not afraid to get up close and personal, not afraid to take on a team, and it shows. It definitely shows. But here, nice little dueling going on between Wellington Mustangs and Asheville Bears. Grimblade doing their best. Fade actually takes down Riri Game, so now Asheville Bears is down 2-3.
Now, clearly, you can tell why the Mustangs are currently sitting. I believe they are still on top of the lobby, at least for the moment. Their engagements here have been... Go ahead.
I think Asheville Bears recognize their position here because they're going to do their best to just get out of here. Unfortunately, the Lifeline tried to take the weathered balloon to redeploy out of here, but you know, when you're stuck on that zip line and you're just trying to fly out of here, you're stuck in that animation. You're stuck moving in a straight line, and so it's easy to land those shots. So even though it may be tempting to go straight for the zip lines when you're trying to run away from a team, yeah, it's oftentimes maybe not the best decision. Sometimes it's better to hide. Sometimes it's better to just use your movement. You know, oftentimes the best you can do is either run to the storm or, run away and hope that you can kind of get another team to intercept them.
We do find ourselves taking a look at the gnome darts here. Mr. Tiger Fox getting quite a few shots off there. Is pretty crispy. Now with a very aggressive position up here on the high ground, is going to find his one.
Oh, they're taking on the Cincinnati Lions Black. This is our third-ranked team right now, and unfortunately, two of them are already down. Ramadan on the Cypher will be going down, and there we go. One of the top teams eliminated in quick fashion. Gnome Darts looking really strong this week as well. Full purple shields, great loadout. They are ready to take it over, and they're just pinging out even more high-level equipment. My goodness.
And a new kill leader to boot. Mr. Tiger Fox dethroning Sprite Cranberry Drinker, at least for the moment. Let's see what else is going on.
To 8 squads already. So squads that are still in the match right now, we've got the Gnome Darts, the Madworth Marvels, the Wellington Mustangs, the Bearded Dragons, the Cupertino Grizzlies, the Irvine Dragons, the Triangle Shogun, and 2 unnamed teams. Reminder, by the way, if you want to get your points, you got to name your team, kiddos. But it's cool to see the Triangle Shogun doing well this week. They've had a rough couple of weeks, and I'm really happy to see them making it here to the end game, possibly making it to the end game. They had actually a couple game wins last season, and so I'm excited to see maybe if they're getting their groove back.
I can agree with that. And another reminder for making sure you get named. I'm sure there are plenty of XPL fans out there who are absolutely itching to see their favorite teams and favorite players play. So if you're in the chat and you've got a certain player or a certain team in mind that you would love to see, let us know. We are more than willing to let you take a minute to appreciate your favorite team.
In fact, I believe the fight we're watching right now is between the Triangle Shogun and Math. Oh my goodness, great shots on this charge rifle, doing like 300 damage like so quickly. A Gate Moth, beautiful shots, taking them, putting a big dent into Madworth, actually downing Swifty. And now they're pushing in a Gate Moth with Sheila, the minigun, just absolutely mows down Madworth. Triangle Shogun take out one of the top teams right here. What a, some might say an upset, but my goodness, what an awesome play off the back of some really, really, really great shots with that charge rifle. Charge rifle, fun fact, the only weapon in Apex Legends that is a hit scan weapon. It's a beam rifle.
That feels calling back to my Overwatch days. I gotta say, I am a fan of the hit scan style weapons myself. Oh, Mr. Tiger Fox coming up around here on the side of the building. May look to take out our recent usurpers. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, we see Mr. Tiger Fox on the crypto drone getting the intel, so they know they've already spotted them out and tagged them. Mr. Tiger Fox coming around the flank, gets some huge damage, gets the knock on the black belt. Well, actually, Welsh gets the knock on the black belt and just goes in and mows them all down, and Triangle Shogun go out. But Triangle Shogun, no need to hang your head. You have put on a great performance here in round 1, so feel good about that.
With that set of eliminations, that is 5 squads and 11 players left standing. But as we know, only one here can claim the sweet, sweet victory.
And right now we're hanging out with Minky for the Cupertino Grizzlies, playing as a solo, playing that survival horror game. And little do they know that they are running into a death trap. They are running straight into the loving arms of the Wellington Mustangs. If they get discovered, just like they have right now, oh no!
Oh, you hate to see it. Sprite Cranberry Drinker picks up yet another victim.
Well, they're not the only other solo in the lobby. Golden Striker is still alive, keeping the torch lit for their team. So, cheer on for Golden Striker. You love an underdog story, but it's rough out there for a solo player. There's not a lot of options for you. So, best of luck, and keep going for those placement points for your team.
Best of luck, well wishes, may the gods be with you. As we are on Mount Olympus, so there are a few to spare.
So right now we have 4 squads left. So we got the Irvine Dragons kind of to the west. To the northeast, we've got the Wellington Mustangs. And then to the south, we've got the Gnome Darts. And then we've got our Solo and Golden Striker. Irvine just made a rotation over to one of the north side buildings. And Gnome Darts took that opportunity to put a little bit of damage into them, but nobody got knocked. So it looks like Irvine Dragons is going for kind of the late zone play. They want to make sure they're early to zone. They're going to go for the most defensive position in that late zone. They lose a little health for that rotation, but I think it's going to pay off in the late game.
So looking things over right now, what do you see?
Right now, it's just an uneasy standoff. Everyone's kind of What is up with it to the millions and millions of XP League Apex Legends Gold 1:30 p.m. EST Saturday time slot fans across the stars? We're back with round 2. Welcome back. So last round, Gnome Darts showed up big with 19 eliminations. Madworth not far behind though with no, actually it was Weldon Mustangs in second place
with 11. Yes.
And we're dropping back down, seeing how these teams are going to adapt. I really am hoping for the Cincinnati Lions Black to have a better round 2 here. They've been showing up big each and every single week, holding on to that third place spot. The Wellington Mustangs are on their tail, ready to take third place from them.
My. As we get through the initial drop here, is there anything that particularly sticks out in your vision here in terms of the overall drop placement for some of these squads?
Yeah, looking at it, the East is very chaotic. We've got EJ Deadrider and Invixty just right on top of each other. Both Troy Eagles just landed right on top of each other, so there might be a home v home team, home v home fight going on over there. Then just south of there by Grow Tower, we've got J-Days from the Franklin Samurai, right next to the Irvine Dragons. And then, of course, right north of them, we've got another 2 teams that dropped out on top of each other. It's the Cupertino Grizzlies and Rocky Mountain Grizzlies. So Bear v. Bear, who's the bigger Grizzly? So a lot of team fights. A lot of team fights.
Speaking of team fights, man, we don't even have a moment to get a word out. Hanover Horde already in the midst of a bloody battle.
And Wellington Mustangs, they are not shy. They are ready to kill. They want to wet their teeth here. They want to start off strong and pick up some limbs, give themselves some momentum to feel good about. But Booger, making themselves hard to pick. They're going deeper into the nose here. They're running away from the Wellington Mustangs.
No, that's not allowed. That's not allowed. I mean, it's really funny, but it's not allowed.
But Booger actually here making themselves really sticky, hard to get rid of here. Actually fighting back, taking down one of the Wellington Mustangs. So, if you're going to go after Booger, be prepared to get your hands dirty.
That being said, it seems that they did not come equipped with quite enough Kleenex.
They didn't have the Mucinex on deck ready to take out Booger. And, this is what happens. It's the winter time. Colds are coming through. So it's the fall time. Colds are coming through. But no, seriously, though. Good job to Booger staying alive, keeping the dream alive for the Hanover Horde.
Oh, the strafes! The strafes! He's crazy!
That's good movement. That's beautiful. That's just good. That's just good Apex. That's just good gaming.
I do believe I just saw up in the kill feed Blitz picking up a triple kill solo, so that's got to be something worthwhile. I am overly too invested in the solo man narrative of Booger going on here. You've got me hooked on the Booger train. I don't care how weird that sounds.
Well, I think Booger is probably going to be fine. I think they've managed to get away from the other team, and I think they're going to be just fine.
At least for the moment, he appears to have retreated back into the safety of the nose. I'm having too much fun, man. How can you not? Oh.
I mean, we can see that the Wellington Mustangs are on the hunt. They're playing hide and seek. They can't seem to find Booger here. I mean, they've got the Bloodhound, so they should be able to chase them down no matter where they run in this map. I mean, Bloodhound has the ability to pick up like little trails and footprints, and it even tells you how old those footprints are, like how many seconds. And so, I think honestly, the ones in Mustangs might have just lost interest, but Lumi still seems to be on the hunt. They're all still trying to find them.
You constantly mention it being somewhat like a survival horror game, and I do think, at least for now, Booger is gonna get away. My goodness. Let's see what's going on over here, though.
So here we are, Troy Eagles deep in the fight. They're over here at the Rift entrance. We can see the Troy Eagles too have taken heavy casualties, but so did the Troy Eagles Uno. And in fact, they all got third-partied by the Asheville Bears. So, when two teams fight, it's the third team that wins.
Always. There's always going to be the
Beautiful
one
shots.
here. Grimblade being the decisive initiator there, finishing off the fight between the rest.
But it's not over yet. It seems like every single team and their grandma is over here at the Rift, as the Franklin Samurai here are now lining up next for their turn to fight here over at the portals. Asheville Bears going down to just one. Grimblade playing as a solo now, but Jade Ace and Cheesy Cheetah are going to do their absolute best to finish things out here, but Grimblade isn't going to let it be easy. They jump into the portal, making their way to the west side of the map. Now, it's not a free escape, and they're just going to take the portal right on back.
That's incredible.
What are you going to pick? On one side of the portal, it's the Franklin Samurai. On the other
Oh,
side
he's
of the
going
portal,
back for revenge. Grimblade wants revenge. I thought we were done with this story arc, but he has wrapped all the way back around. He had made it home free, but he's going back in for seconds.
You never expect the triple portal play. On the other side of this portal are the Omaha Infinity, so it's not like there's an escape here.
He is taking the scenic route.
And there, Grimblade's shenanigans have been finally put to an end by the Omaha Infinity. You can only goof around so much.
That was a three-way journey.
Absolutely, and the Omaha Infinity punched their ticket.
There's two different squads. Oh, this could be very bad. Jade Ace, what are you getting into, my friend?
Oh no, Jade Ace went alone. No bueno, no bueno. Jade Ace pops right through, instantly gets down. But they managed to go back, so they're gonna get revived.
He is downed in the tunnel. And
silly stuff, especially because now the Cupertino Grizzlies are here to clean up the remains of the Franklin Samurai. Cheesy Cheetah.
well, maybe don't speak too soon. Don't count them out yet. Still getting a little bit of shots in there.
Cheesy Cheetah, they take a couple licks, but they still got a sliver of their shields. They should count themselves lucky.
Oh, Jade Ace, my hero has fallen. What an unfortunate turn of events.
Very true, very true. Franklin Samurai. Franklin's always been a very memey team, a very memey location, prone to shenanigans, prone to being a little silly. It's there we saw they're in full force. But that's good, that's good. Here in XP League, we're not playing at the highest level. We're here to have fun. We're competing, and we're doing our best to win, but we're also just having a good time. Because remember, these are kids. These are kids playing their favorite video game with their friends on a Saturday. So I'm glad these kids are having fun.
I'm having fun watching them. How about you?
I'm having a great time. And I'm having a great time. But who's not having a great time? It's Mr. Me for the Cincinnati Lions Orange, who just got down by the Omaha Infinity. I'm actually really happy to see Omaha Infinity doing a little better here in round 2. But it looks like their troubles are not over, as many teams are pushing in to their location. Looks like they don't want to let this piece of meat go. They want to take out the Cincinnati Lions Orange. They want to commit.
There have been 3 or more squads hovering around the opposite sides of this tunnel for about the past 10 minutes. It's incredible.
Well, everyone wants to have control of the tunnel, but no one wants to go in the tunnel because the tunnel's a death trap.
so if you have control of the tunnel, but you don't use the tunnel, is it really worth it?
And I think that's where you're going to see some of the more aggressive teams start to pull ahead, just in terms of, like, the Madworth team has been going around chasing eliminations all game, so they're going to be racking up more points as opposed to the team that was maybe going for some kind of zone control and just trying to take over the portal. Because I think most players know the portal is not a good place to go through, especially if you don't know what's on the other side. It's more like a last resort.
It's a last resort that could be a one-way or two-way or three-way or four-way trip. No action really happening right now. It seems like everybody's just, at least for the moment, is sort of content to wander about on their lonesome. You do see some teams occasionally taking some pot shots at one another.
Well, Madworth to the east was in a little skirmish with the purple team right there to the north, the Cincinnati Lions Black. But it looks like they traded pointers a little bit. They took a couple shots from each other and then said, you know what? We'll see you guys later. And then they both agreed to stop fighting and just kind of walked away from each other.
Bit of a gentleman's agreement, the handshake from across the way.
I think what it was, it was the, okay, we don't actually want to commit to this fight. You know, we poked around. We're going, okay, if we're going to have to invest too much into this fight. Oh my goodness, a Gate Moth takes down Doom and Ogibo instantly. Triangle Shogun showing up big yet again. Way to go, Triangle XPL 12 again. Also finishing off those limbs. But the Cupertino Grizzly caught in the corner. They've got their bunkers down. They've got a very a squad that's set up kind of nicely for this defensive area. And so they're going to be able to hold this area quite well. But Cupertino Grizzlies taking out so many members of that team. Cincinnati Lions Black have been eliminated. Overjoyed Fool for the Omaha Infinity, but Overjoyed Fool taken out as well.
There's so much happening all at once, all across the map. We were talking about there not being a whole lot going on, but now just in the span of a few seconds, there are squads absolutely everywhere engaged in an all-out brawl. No matter where you look, it seems like somebody is shooting at somebody.
No, literally none of the teams that were in that fight just now survived. Every single one of them died. Even the team that won, died in the storm trying to get the zone. So just an absolute bloodbath. It feels like the end of like a western where like there's a big shootout and then at the end just everyone's dead.
You know, I think they maybe could have made it if they had taken the portal.
The portal gives, the portal takes.
So, that's the true god of Olympus.
But we've got some Augusta Gnomes versus Augusta Gnomes. It's the Gnome Ants and the Gnome Mowers taking some pointers right here at the top. But meanwhile, yet more fighting. We just see a Game Off yet again taking more and more.
My!
But an active team fight here with the Wellington Mustangs and the Madworth Marvels. These two teams, I would say, are equal in terms of skill. If you put them on a deathmatch team fight, you know, it could be either team trading pointers round to round. But Wellington Mustangs in a really bad spot. Fade doing what they can, but unfortunately, you know, those windows were their downfall. They had so many angles that were open to fire. And now, kind of Madworth is on the other side of that as the Gnome Darts got to shoot at them through those windows and then immediately rush them down.
I think we're going to see a little bit of a repeat of our last major team fight where every single team that is a participant ends up either going completely out of the picture or walking away very bloody.
Well, Madworth seems to have survived for now. Zool and Swifty got out alive, but they both had to trade out quite a bit. They both lost one member of their team, so now it's 2v2 for Gnome Darts and Madworth. Dr. Igneous low on HP. They're both just trying to separate from each other. To the north, meanwhile, Triangle Shogun are in an intense fight, and they just managed to survive, taking out Arkham and Gakko Bolikis for the Gnome Ants. But the
Agate Moth has taken over as the lobby kill leader. We've seen this guy popping up in the kill feed pretty much non-stop for the past few minutes.
Here they're saying hi to Melvin, grabbing some loot from Melvin, rolling the slot machine, and of course, as is tradition, beating up Melvin afterwards so the enemy teams can't take it.
That seems like a pretty good way to make friends.
It's
Absolutely.
It's tragic and lovely at the same time. It's a great tradition here for all Apex players. But a gate with that charge rifle, you landing even more shots yet again. We've got kind of an uneasy balance right now, where we have to the far east we've got the 2 gnome darts, to the north we've got the gnome mowers, to the south the Madworth marbles, and to the west we have the triangle shogun.
It's interesting. We have a very similar but somehow different at the same time story to the conclusion of our last game. 4 squads and 10 players as compared to last game's 9 players and 3 squads. So it is quite different. That's a really big chunk of damage there.
Yep, those charge rifle shots are so strong. Madworth marbles, they take the balloon and they redeploy to the north side, and so now they're just on the other side of the wall of the gnome mowers. Swifty and Zool are going to be looking for some opportunities to get some knockdowns. But Zool and Swifty kind of on opposite sides of this wall, so they're a little separated. So in a dangerous position for the Madworth team.
I think they are at least going to be able to link back up on the inside of the building, but they have been spotted out. A little bit of pot shots getting taken there. And once again, people finding themselves pinned down inside of a building. This has been the story of this game so far.
That's Apex. That's just Apex. And now we see Dr. Igneous going in. They're going through the bottom, trying to stay safe, stay alive. My goodness, the positions are so tight for these teams right now. Not a lot of room for them to work. The Triangle Shogun, like, caught out in the open, trying to figure out where are any positions for them to even take right now.
No mowers have an absolutely diabolical rooftop position right now. Pretty much everybody else is on some sort of low ground. You see, they have this sort of leisurely walk down towards the rest of the players with absolutely no interference.
And we can see the Triangle Shogun were late to find a defense position, and they did find one, but someone was already home. The gnome darts were there and just ambushed the heck out of the Triangle Shogun. They really never stood a chance, unfortunately. They turned that corner and immediately were faced with overwhelming firepower.
3 squads, 7 players left, and no mowers still the only team left with a full squad standing. The other 2 teams left with only 2 players to their name.
But this is kind of the highest I've seen the no mowers do in a while. So no mowers showing up and actually chasing down Madworth, on their tail right now. Shout out to the no mowers. Putting on a good show right now. Looks like they've kind of found a good rhythm. They've got a little bit of momentum behind them. They're not afraid to take some fights.
And now we enter into tactical positioning phase. You mentioned the sonar. What do you see?
So they detected the four hostiles, which means they've got intel on every single other team on the map right now. They know that the gnome darts are below them, and they know that the Madworth team is in front of them. Madworth, low on HP, low on resources, but they do have the best position, and with that, they're able to get a knock onto air demolition for the no mowers, and so now things are going to be scary for the mowers.
The team that for at least a moment seemed the most in control, now suddenly out of the picture entirely.
Gnome darts make their move. They leave their defense position to take on Madworth. Zool taking down Swifty with just a sliver of HP in a great position. Beautiful angle from Swifty. It did a ton of damage onto the enemy team. We're gonna go for the quick shield swap, I think, here. Oh, just a little too slow with the shield swap, and will be taken down. And wouldn't you know it, who's our winner?
It is, in fact, I believe that is the Gnome Darts. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Absolutely, don't wear it out. It's the Gnome Darts here again with a round 2 finish. And I thought it was actually going to be extra hard for them to finish off this one, but it was kind of the same situation that we had in round 1, where 3 teams at the end. It's a standoff. Who's going to fire first? First 2 teams to fight are the first 2 teams to get eliminated. Let's take a look at the match summary here. What do we got going on here?
My, that is a little bit of a steal there. Gnome Darts with the victory. 8 team kills, winning it out over Madworth with 11. So the kill leaders for the lobby not being able to walk away with that full victory. The Gnome Mowers coming up in third with a single, very respectable. Who else?
We've got the Triangle Shogun in 4th with 7 eliminations. The Gnome Ants in 5th. Franklin Samurai in 6th with 2 kills. Wellington Mustangs in 7th with 3 eliminations. Cincinnati Lions Orange in 8th. Cupertino Grizzly in 9th with 5 kills. And then we had our Omaha Infinity in 10th with 5 kills. I'm excited to see the Omaha Infinity grow, as well as the Cupertino Grizzlies. They've shown that they have the capability to take on team fights. Now they just got to start making it into that late game. Cincinnati Lions Black in 11th with 1 kill. Irvine Dragons in 12th. Bearded Dragons in 13th. Asheville Bears in 14th with 5 kills. And look at that, 5 kills, but a 14th place finish. So Asheville Bears has some potential there to make some bigger plays in the future, especially since they've shown that they know how to fight.